What's up, y'all? I'm here to talk about top 10 lists, but not in the way that they usually talk about. There's always usually top 10 best bars, top 10 song of the year, top 10 biggest beef, who got stomped out. No, that's cool. I liked all that stuff. I definitely read all of it, but I want to talk about a top 10 that doesn't get much shine and or just like didn't come to fruition, which is like appropriately titled top 10 of things that did not come to fruition and did not get the shine that they deserve. I'll come up with a better title once I edit this video. But I want to start it off by talking about a collaboration project that I was really looking forward to called Stranger Things with Joyner Lucas and Chris Brown. And they had announced this project and dropped a song and a music video called Stranger Things, presumably the title track, which was just fantastic. I'm talking about a bounce kind of beat with steady bars back and forth between Joyner and Chris Brown. And as we all have seen throughout this Joyner and Tory Lanez beef, like Joyner can fucking go. He can rap. And Chris Brown has not lost a move. He is still with it. And the music video just shows that how like charismatic they are together. And then they dropped a second single a month or two later, maybe, called I Don't Die. A bit more serious, but still, let me tell you, the conceptual video was awesome, on point. Production was fantastic. I'm talking about effects. I'm talking about acting, specifically them two. Rapping, again, I'm telling you, I don't think that many people know that Chris Brown can actually go like that. And I guess, I don't know, Joyner, he did have his rise this year. He worked with Eminem multiple times this year. Chris Brown presumably gets into whatever Chris Brown does, so I guess that didn't come to fruition. But I'm hoping that tape isn't just trashed. I'm hoping it's just, shelved for a little bit so they could work on it a little more, because my gosh, there was some rapping on that. Let me tell you. Now, the second artist is by far one of the most near and dear to my heart. It's Boss. Boss signed to Dreamville, which is J. Cole's label. And, man, I don't know what J. Cole does, but J. Cole just signs these motherfuckers that can rap their ass off. But they make these, like, melodies and these hooks, and they, like, compile these songs together, but they're, like, they're not rap songs. It's music, and that sounds so corny. But it's like Boss can equally rap as he can make a good hook, which lends credence to my next argument, saying that his album, The Milky Way, was dropped in August this year, did not nearly get the shine that it deserved. I mean, let me tell you, it had Tribe with J. Cole on it. That was a radio-friendly song preaching positivity about coming up. It had Boca Raton with an A$AP Ferg feature, which I love A$AP Ferg feature, and I'm not a big Ferg guy. I'm going to be honest. I might get hate for that. But those two songs were radio-friendly as is. Great samples, great beats, hooks, amazing. I'm telling you, it's just rhythmic. It's reminiscent of like a tropical kind of vibe. It's happy, it's upbeat. You can tell the Boss is in like a good place, just really finding himself. And there's other songs like Barack Obama Special, which is just an effortless beat. It feels like an old school, just boom bap beat, and he just effortlessly kicks a chorus. It's just so great. He starts off the song, I had to move because my neighbor's so racist, but my new crib fly-do. Come on. Dude, how do you talk about a terrible housing situation better than that? That's awesome. I just have such a soft spot for Boss. If you haven't heard of him, I definitely implore you to check out his last two pieces of work. The last one was Too High to Riot. Oh my God. I still bump half of the songs on that album. But let me tell you, the songs on this Milky Way album that did not get the shine, Purge is a great song. Sanufa is a little wavy. It's a little bounce. It might not be your style because it's not traditional rap. It's a little techno trance type. But I mean, he handles it well. The thing is, he doesn't handle anything. He doesn't take off too much. He doesn't take a bite off too much that he can't chew. He works well in these elements, and he seems like he likes to challenge himself as he goes, which shows growth as an artist, and it shows J. Cole's complete vision. That's just fantastic. I'm fanning out here, but I just have so much potential. I just see so much potential in Boss, and then for Boss's albums to come, I'm just supporting everything behind Dreamville. Let's get it, y'all. All right, I'm gonna sit down for this one now. the next guy that I'm just disappointed by overall is my man Vic Mensa. Look, Vic, I came to you through Chance the Rapper in about 2013. You dropped Internet Tape, and I was like, bro, this shit is sick, dude. I mean, you were in a band. You were motherfucking dropping Orange Soda. You had Lovely Day. You know, that song was so fucking peppy and so happy. Like, Hollywood, Los Angeles. Like, come on, bro. Those songs were just so creative and, like, it seemed, like, not conducive with anything else going on in Chicago. You seemed so unique, which is what caught my attention. You and Chance specifically. And then you went on. You made Women Nah, you made I Feel That, you made the bigger one, Down on My Luck. I think those got pretty big in the UK with the electronic scene. But I still fuck with them. I mean, they were bangers. I didn't listen to them like I vibed to Orange Soda, but I still bumped them. They were still sick. And that's apparently when, admittedly, he had his most drug and fueled problems and issues, which is one thing. I mean, like, a lot of talented people get loaded. That's facts. He came back and dropped There's a Lot Going On, where he talked about what was going on during those times. He tackles domestic abuse. He tackles his own substance abuse, mental disability, police brutality. He goes everywhere, and he seems to take accountability for what he's doing. But it's a very aggressive, very hype album. Like, he takes what he says seriously, and it seems like he takes what he says to the grave, which is respectable, especially since he takes accountability for his mistakes. The next album, 2017, the Autobiography, there's a lot of good creative songs. I bumped Sad Didn't a bunch of times. That had the Darudo sample that was on the Big Sean outro on Dark Sky, I think. It was a good song. I mean, the song where he takes perspective of the homie that killed his friend. He, like, takes the perspective of, like, a shooter, just a random shooter, and, like what was going through his mind at the time. Like, it was super creative. I couldn't see any other artist do it in such an interesting way. Heaven on Earth, if you haven't heard it, I definitely would give it a listen to. But more or less, like, Rolling Like a Stoner and Rage, it just seems like, it's like, yo, I'm out of control. I'm gonna go with it. And that seemed to be representative of how he handled this year, technically. I mean, he picked fights pretty poorly. He spoke ill on situations and handled them with the complete wrong decorum. I mean, let's be honest. Like, I'm not even going to explain that one. We all remember that. And, like, it just doesn't seem like his attitude is apologetic or like taking accountability. Yes, he does go on interviews and talk about police brutality. Yes, he does talk about domestic violence. But do you see that man as somebody that you could, like, open up to and have, like, a really good conversation with? That's what I like. That's the vibe that he tries to put off, and that's not the vibe that I get. He doesn't seem like he's ready to have a mature conversation with the mistakes that he's made. But then again, that's just me, and 2019 is a whole new year, and I would be so down to see a collaboration with Kanye and motherfucking Vic Mensa. Maybe they can get this shit together, get another You Mad for some commercial shit or something. I don't know, man. But that's my next pick. Sorry, Vic. I still love you though, bro. So I hope you all enjoyed the first, like, quarter of my list that I made of, like, underrepresented or disappointing events or songs, artists of the year. I'm gonna break it up into halves, and I'm gonna do the second half on another video. I apologize in advance for the lack of media that I have to represent, like, the evidence that I have, because, like, I make a lot of points, and it'd be really helpful to have pictures and stuff to show them. I will get that, and I will get a screen behind me to get this going. But for what I lack in that, I will make up in videos and explanations and cool content, and I promise I'll keep this shit going. But I will put the second half of that video up tomorrow or the next day. Just sign out. Yo, follow me. Chef Dom Cooking. All forms. I'll be posting. Let's get it, y'all.